members of the RVNL and the Indian Railway family. Some of the details that Satish ji gave us and about which I've been receiving periodical reports certainly are very gratifying and very, very satisfying. At the outset, I'd like to congratulate all of you for the wonderful work that has gone behind 15 years of public service. Last 4 years have been exceptionally good. I think you mentioned a CAGR of about 35%. It's truly remarkable, truly amazing, if I may use the word. Only the good part for you is you didn't use the figure 38% of the last 12 months, because मैं अपने मन में सोच रहा था इसको रिवर्स कर दूंगा. तो अगर 35 बोला है तो next 3 years should be 53% CAGR. But if by chance you had focused on 38, then that would have been 83%. But I sincerely think that this is a company which in the next 3 years can achieve a 25,000 crore turnover. And it's not only a question of turnover, it's a question of we do that turnover efficiently, effectively, profitably. You mentioned about 8.5% is allowed to you, and that the taxes take away 3.5%, you are left with 5%. I suggest we change that thinking. You are allowed 8.5% based on the railway estimates, which leave a lot of scope for savings. So if you are allowed 8.5% of the railway estimates, you can easily save, to my mind, 8-10% more and show some fantastic profitability in your company. So mind is only your own limitation. It's what you want to limit your possibilities. If you are willing to look at new possibilities in a new way, to my mind, there will be absolutely no difficulty in taking this company to newer heights on its own strength, on the strength of its own balance sheet, without having to worry about what funds Railway Board can provide you or not provide you. Though, of course, FC is a very liberal person. I'm sure if you need any funds, he will be the last fellow to not approve it. But I'm very confident that given the kind of track record you just now mentioned, 3 years in a row, number one in the country, I think amongst the top 8 or 10 companies for the last decade. You have spent almost a decade in this company. I don't know whether Monopolies Competition Commission of India looks at the tenure of managing directors also. But a good 9 years you have spent. I believe your tenure comes to an end in August. But I do hope you'll continue to remain engaged with the RVNL and the railway family, both with your ideas, with your heart, with your commitment to make the Indian Railways a much safer and a much more comfortable railway to travel in. Today is, of course, World Health Day, and it also gives us all a chance to dedicate ourselves to see how we as a responsible employer can do good for our own family, as well as what we can do for the larger goal that the government of the day has embarked on to ensure equitable and quality healthcare for every citizen in the country. And it's a happy occasion that the Railways is celebrating your 15th Foundation Day on World Health Day, and an opportunity for us to see what we can do, how we can internalize this very nice day, very nice occasion, to make sure that 13 lakh railway employees and their families, all the various pensioners, some of whom have come in here. So we'll have an ecosystem of nearly 1 crore people. And if we as a responsible organization can really make health as a defining feature of our sensitivity to our employees, we can really do wonderful work for and feel proud of our organization. Manoj Joshi is an old friend. He's been in probably 100 odd films so far. A very well-deserved Padma Shri, which he has been awarded and conferred only last week. And my heartiest congratulations to Manoj ji for this wonderful achievement, for the very, very long overdue recognition of his talent. I've personally enjoyed seeing Chanakya in Mumbai, and truly it's very, very well presented. For those of you who are comfortable with Hindi, it will be even more enjoyable. I used to always tell Manojji, use some simpler words so that it's easier for even a common man to understand. But then I think the essence of what Chanakya was all about is would be lost if you tried to change the vocabulary of the play. But truly a very, very engrossing play. And I'm sure a lot of the teachings that Chanakya has left us with will be very useful for each one of us in our day-to-day life, each one of us in our work. And I'm not suggesting that everybody start doing Samdam, Dan Bhed or start getting into all of Chanakya's teachings. But then there's a lot of learnings that we can take home from the Chanakya story and from his wisdom. And I'm sure his wisdom will also guide RVNL and the Indian Railways to really outperform all targets, not look at MOUs and not look at restricting ourselves to what we have promised. But as you very rightly said to Honorable Minister Manoj Sinha, that you will exceed targets, you'll do better than what was committed. I'm sure each one of us in this room will go back reflective of a new dynamism that Indian Railways has today. A dynamism to perform, to outperform, do better and better day in and day out, so that the country and the world can really look up to the Indian Railways as an ideal organization, as an organization with probably the best levels of commitment of its team, and as a performing organization that will outperform any other in the world. I very often said the ownership of an organization never determines its success or failure. It's not whether you are a public sector or a private sector. It's really vision and leadership that defines the success of an organization. And I do believe that this wonderful team sitting in front of me has the capabilities to vision a glorious future for RVNL and has the leadership qualities to implement that vision. My very best wishes to all of you and your families. Thank you.
Now we will read out few lines about Mr. Manoj Joshi, and then we will request Honorable Minister for Railways and Coal to felicitate Mr. Manoj Joshi Padma Shri.
Veteran actor Manoj Joshi has been playing the character of Chanakya for the past 27 years. He has no qualms about playing the character again because the historical character propagated unity of the country. Actor Manoj Joshi has worked in almost 120 films. He has won the National Award for the Best Supporting Actor in 2017 for the Marathi film Dashakriya, and in 2018 he has been awarded Padma Shri. I would request our chief guest, Mr. Piyush Goyal, Honorable Minister of Railways and Coal, to felicitate Shri Manoj Joshi with a shawl. Thank you very much, sir.